What's up, everyone? Art here with No Code Devs, and today I'm going to show you how to build a custom CRM to manage your Twitter conversation. So this could be to make sure that you don't miss out on a prospective client's tweet, or just that you manage your existing clients' tweets appropriately. Or if you're just looking to boost interaction with certain types of accounts, this is a great way to bring all of that content into one place, into one central hub that you or your team members can efficiently manage. Only takes a couple minutes to get this set up, so let's dive in and see how it all works. All right, let's go ahead and get cruising here. As a recap, we are going to build a little CRM to manage our Twitter conversations. We'll even be able to extend this to members of our team so that they can interact with the tweets if we have a team greater than one. But even if you have one person, this will work great for you. So we're in our Monday.com account. We're just going to create a new board by clicking Add and Board, and we will call this Twitter CRM. And there's different things that you can manage in this board, everything from items to tasks to creatives. We're just going to keep this as items. Items will be the default field, which is fine. We'll use the item name as the sort of Twitter account that we're interacting with. I'll show you how that works. So we actually don't need this sort of group here. We're just going to keep it really simple with one group. The item, we'll make this the account that we're interacting with. I'll show you how that works. These are where you can manage conversations about the item, assign it to a specific person, give it a status. So in this case, working on it, stuck or done. These three statuses will work for us. A date that the tweet in this case was published, and then finally we want to actually have a link to the tweet, so we'll just add another column and we'll call this one link. I'm going to go ahead and delete out the three dummy items that are in this view right now. Let me go ahead and delete. Yep. Okay, so now we have nothing in our board. Super simple, right? Just an item, a person assigned to, the status of the action, a date that it was posted, and then a link. So this is perfect. So what we want to do next is we want to be able to pull information from Twitter automatically into this work OS so that we can then manage it and assign it. So the way that we're going to do that is we're going to go out to Twitter. I'm just going to use my account here, but Twitter has this feature called lists where you can build lists of people, things like that, so that you can keep track of interesting information, but it's still sort of on Twitter and it gets very clogged up. That's why we're creating the CRM to manage it and allow other people to access the content as well. So we have different lists here. I'm going to make a new one for the sake of example, and I'm going to call this CRM. Okay. And one thing that we want to do is we want to keep this private. This is important because only we'll be able to see the list, and whenever we add people to this list, they won't be notified that they've been added to the list. So let's go ahead and create this, and then we'll actually need to add someone to this list. So it gives you some suggestions here, but you can also search. We'll go ahead and search for Monday.com. All right, and let me see here. Add remove to list, and we'll add them to CRM. They're already on this leads list. Perfect. Okay, so we went ahead and added Monday.com to our CRM list. You could add many different accounts in here, but we're just going to add Monday.com in for the sake of example. So now that we have this list created, we're going to hop over to a tool called Zapier so that we can create an automation that moves any new tweet from Monday.com in this list into our CRM, and I'll show you how we do that. So this is Zapier. It's just an automation tool. It connects different apps together through their APIs. We're going to go ahead and create a new Zap, and I'll walk you through this step by step. So the first thing that we need to do is choose a trigger. So the trigger is sort of like the event that happens that causes something else to happen. So in this case, we're going to choose Twitter, and there's all these different types of events that can possibly happen. We're going to actually choose this one right here, tweet and list. So when somebody in our list tweets, we want this action or this trigger to happen. So we have to choose our account. We're going to choose No Code Devs. We'll hit continue, and then we have all of our different lists here. And if we search for CRM, we can actually see this CRM list that we just created. So let's go ahead and click continue. This is a trigger step where you can actually test it to make sure that's working okay. So let's go ahead and do that. And as you can see, it pulled in some data. This is like kind of the raw data, so it may look a little bit funky depending on what you pulled in, but rest assured all the information related to this tweet is here. We'll be able to extract it and put it into our Monday.com CRM. So let's go ahead and click continue. So now that we have completed our trigger step, we need an action step. So for our action, we're going to put this tweet data into our Monday.com board. So let's choose Monday.com. We need to choose an event. So there's all kinds of different things you can do, from creating a new board altogether to creating groups, updating things, but we're just going to go ahead and create a new item in a board. We'll go ahead and click continue. We're going to choose our Monday.com account that we've already connected to Zapier. If you haven't connected it, it's just a one-click connection. It's super easy. For our board ID, we're going to click in this field, and we just have one board in our Monday.com account right now, which is Twitter CRM. So we're going to choose that. Okay, perfect. So now these fields here, like item name, sub-item name, person, status, date, and link, if you remember, they all correspond to these column headers. If we were to change any of these and come back here and refresh the fields, they would simply update. So this is a real-time mapping of data. So it's just as simple as mapping the data from the tweet that we pulled in to these fields. So let's go ahead and do that. We can use the group ID, we can leave the group ID blank rather. Item name, we're gonna actually use this as the full name of the Twitter account so we can quickly identify it. In this case, it is Monday.com. Sub-item name we don't need. Who are we going to assign this to? There's only one member on my team right now, so we're just going to choose Art West. If you didn't want to assign it to anyone so that you could assign it in Monday.com, you would simply leave that blank. The status, we want this always to be working on it, so whenever a new tweet comes in, the default status is already automatically set to working on it, and then we can change it in our Monday.com account once we've updated the status to responded or whatever that may be. The date here, we can actually pull the date of the tweet right into Monday.com by choosing the date of the tweet. And then finally, we just need the link of the tweet. This would be the URL of the tweet. So let's go ahead and choose that. That's all that we need. Let's go ahead and hit continue. So we've mapped the fields. The last step here is just to test this action to make sure that our connection is working correctly. And we'll go ahead and do that. And if everything's working correctly, then anytime there's a new tweet by Monday.com, it will automatically pull right into our board. We don't have to do anything else. Now, you can set up different filters, maybe to eliminate retweets or replies to other users, because depending on how active the account is, it might get a little bit overwhelming. So you could clean that up using filters here in this step, or sort of in a middle step in between the trigger and the action. But we're going to keep it very simple today and just show you how to bring this information in. So let's go ahead and test action. If we head back here, in just a minute, we should actually see this item populate into this board. So sometimes it takes a second, but here it comes. So as we can see here, we have a Monday.com tweet. It's assigned to me. The status is working on it. This is the date of the tweet, and this is the link to that actual piece of media or that tweet. I could look at this. I could say, okay, maybe I'm stuck. I don't know how to respond. I'm done. I could add additional statuses here, like assigned or something in between. I can change who would be assigned to be working on this. Again, it's just me here, but we can invite a new member by email. We can start conversations around this piece of media. So there's a ton that you can do. As you can imagine, if you put 30 different accounts into this list, you would have a very full and complete board of tweets that you could then interact with, and it's all managed in one central place. So the final step here, if everything looks good, is just to go ahead and publish this zap. I'm not going to do it here because I don't actually need to track this, but if you hit publish, you're good to go. And then any time that you add any account to that list, so if we pop back out to Twitter here, and let's just say we add in WWE here to this list, then any new tweet by the WWE would also come into our monday.com board. So you can see how this is super powerful, and it eliminates a lot of sorting through a ton of information to find what you're looking for, and especially if you have a team, it gives you a great way to manage everything. So hope this is super simple tutorial how to build a CRM to manage your Twitter. If you find it helpful, I would greatly appreciate you sharing. Thanks so much for checking it out.